Hey, it's your buddy Peace and Harmony with you here today. Zooming in on a very important topic. And this is in response to a number of different inquiries I've received from viewers who would like for me to elaborate a little bit more on the qualities of the female psychopath. And this is a very important and maybe uncomfortable topic, but it is very important to become aware of this personality type as they relate in your family, as they relate in your workplace, and as they relate in your community. It's estimated that 1 in 25 out of the population are indeed psychopathic. This is a diagnosis that is typified by a number of different qualities, but most pervasive really is a lack of conscience. This can occur in both male and female. However, largely the male population is overrepresented, especially in the penal system, due to an outbreak of perhaps more violent behaviors, criminal behaviors, that sort of real aggressive what's the word I'm looking for? The more aggressive sort of expression of this behavior in males. Had a little tongue twister there. And because it expresses itself very differently in the female gender. So I've received a number of inquiries regarding this, so I would like to speak with you a little bit about this very insidious sort of hateful and very dangerous really sort of person. One of the very predominant things about the psychopath is they come off extremely charming, really kind of lure you in very, very, very quickly. And you can feel this in their presence. You can also hear very kind of strange idiosyncratic statements that they might make. Things that are extremely out of context, but that make you kind of like go, it makes you kind of wonder what they're stating, and it can be really meant almost as a sort of distraction. It really kind of catches you off guard, and if you're not very knowledgeable of this population, a lot of people get sucked in very, very, very quickly to this personality type. So the education on the psychopathic individual is extremely important because of the devastation that they leave in their wake, both in a family and in an employment setting. So realize that oftentimes the focus of a psychopath, female included, is that of destruction. So they really do have an appetite for destruction. I think that was a song, or maybe it was an album by a band back in the day. Axl Rose, was it Guns N' Roses? I'm not sure, but that description just came to mind. Because they really do take quite pleasure in really sort of destroying other people. A very sick, a very maniacal sort of standpoint, but you have to realize that this is, it's like kicked up a notch from a narcissist who really, they enjoy controlling other people, having power over people, manipulating others. The psychopath, it's really like a narcissist on steroids because they have all the same qualities where they lack empathy. They have a very keen ability to lie and really, really deceive people. So they can lie in huge schemes into masses of people, a whole, group or gang or posse of people that they can really kind of seduce over into a very pathological, destructive scheme. So when we talk about smear campaigns, when it's elicited by a psychopath, it's extremely vile, extremely toxic, extremely unnerving, and really, sends you feeling almost crazy because they're really so out of touch with reality. In fact, the psychopathic personality is thought to be a little bit on the autism spectrum. If you've ever seen an autistic child, they're kind of like in their own world. They're doing a lot of self-injurious behaviors. Their language communication isn't really all there. They might speak in very limited sense. And the psychopath has a little tinge, it is thought, of that sort of autism spectrum, and that they're kind of really in their own maniacal world. But they do lure and seduce other people in to comply with their destructive schemes. So if it's really, a lot of it takes a very, very severe brainwashing, which a lot of people find themselves really helpless when they're in the midst of, especially if they've never encountered this type of person. It's extremely uncomfortable to be around a psychopathic female. They will say things out of context. The male also, but I want to focus on the female. Say things very out of context. Things that are meant to really kind of disturb you. For example, if you're of a certain background or a certain career affiliation, they might use a lot of words that are kind of related to that, but use it in a very sort of negative way. For example, like if you're a painter, they might use a lot of the sort of painting terms, but use it in a very negative way. And some very evil statements that they'll make. Extremely cold. I mean, you can almost get the chills on your skin when you're near them, because the evil of which they're thinking is really off the charts. I mean, most people don't think the way that they do. It's a very, very hollow sort of entity when you're brushing up against it. Very, very scary, in fact. I would not play around with these people. I would not relate to them at all. I would stay extremely far away from them. I would not engage them. I would engage other people to interact and mediate with them by all means, because you don't want to handle these people alone. You definitely want to have a team of people. If it's in the workplace, you need to get with managers. You don't confront these people one-on-one. You get managers, you get HR. If you're in the community, you get the police involved, you get other departments involved to protect yourself, because the sort of schemes that they come up with are meant to destroy financially, destroy physically, destroy really on all levels. And so if you've encountered this, definitely, no contact is the only way. And just realizing the sickness is, very serious, and, just letting that person go as soon as possible, having absolutely no proximity, no interaction with them whatsoever, because they really do have a very horrible appetite for destruction, and they will really delight in seeing you suffer and writhe and trying to figure them out. So don't waste time there. Peace and harmony with you here today. Hope these videos do help. Please share and please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussions, and support.